Hey y'all, Big Tim here. So what we're going to look at today, Joey and I decided to go to Williamstown Lake on a late Saturday morning. We hadn't planned on going fishing. The weather didn't look great, and probably about 9 o'clock we finally decided, hey, you know what? It's probably not going to rain or storm. Let's go ahead and go. They're not really calling for storms till later this afternoon now, so we decided to go to Williamstown and see what we could get done. We didn't even get to the ramp till about, 11 or 11:30. And it was kind of a miracle because, the overcast skies really kept the pleasure boaters away until about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And, we had a good time. We caught a few fish and basically just out having a good time. Nothing special. So check it out. We had a little tip about this point. Actually, Joey and one of our other buddies had fished it the week prior and done pretty well, so we decided to go there. They had been catching them on football jigs and the Carolina rig. Well, I love a Carolina rig, so I pulled it out and went to work with it, and that was a lot of fun. They weren't stacked up there like they were when Joey and the other fellow fished it, but we still caught a couple fish, and it was quite fun. And everything is, we were kind of out of the way. Occasionally, I don't know if I left it on the footage, but occasionally some of the pleasure boaters will kind of come close. And one of them got real close. That's because they knew Joey. They could see him standing there and came up and decided to have a conversation. So that was pretty neat. You never know what's going to happen at Williamstown or who you're going to run into. So, and of course, Joey's like super popular, so he's got friends everywhere. We decided to give the back of one of the coves a shot. And there were a couple small fish, and Joey pops this nice one here. I can't remember if it was on a brush hog or a jig or what, but it was a fairly shallow fish, probably 2-3 feet. I was throwing a whopper plopper, and there were a lot of little fish hitting at it. I was throwing the little 110 in black, and the fish were, probably about 6, 7 to 10 inches, somewhere in there. They kept popping it, and they weren't even big enough to take it, but it was still kind of fun. I love to throw a whopper plopper. I was kind of hoping maybe this would be the episode where I could make a video for the 130, but conditions just weren't right for it. It was a little too warm. Originally, it was overcast when we started, and the sun kind of came out. And that's what made me think maybe I can get on a 130 bite. But once the sun came out, I knew that topwater deal was probably going to be over for big fish. Now this is a small little fish that I caught on a point. Nothing extraordinary. But the bad part is, right after this, the battery went dead on the GoPro. And instead of stopping what I was doing right that instant and changing the battery, I let it sit for a little while. And of course, the biggest fish of the day, which was probably, about 3 to 3.5 pounds, I caught it on a Caroline rig, and we didn't get to see that footage. So we went and tried some other spots after I changed the battery, and this is pretty much all we could do, just small fish. But hey, still is fun, to get out on the lake at about 11 or 11:30, and we'd already made the decision that we were going to be home by about 3 because I had things to do, Joey had things to do, the wife was expecting me home, so, I think we left the lake at 2:30, so still in 3 hours, we had a good time. So yeah, we left the lake. I think we pulled off at about 2:30 or so. We'd planned on being home by about 3 o'clock. The wife was expecting me, and we both had things to do. Plus, it was supposed to storm. But I tell you what, it started out as a gloomy morning, and that's when we decided to go fishing. And then the sun would peek out occasionally. And then, like I said, about 1:30, somewhere in there, the sun kind of came out and got real bright. And the pleasure boaters decided to come out in force. And it got pretty busy. I mean, it wasn't like real bad like Williamstown will get a lot of times, but it was still enough that made me glad that we'd already made a commitment to be home. So anyway, we had a great day, caught a few fish, had one nice one. Unfortunately, we didn't get on video, but still a great day. So thanks for watching, and tune in for the next episodes to come. And hopefully, if you haven't subscribed already, you'll consider subscribing and sharing with your buddies and friends, and see what else we can bring for you. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.